Hi everybody, this is your daily tarot reading for Friday the 25th of May. Thanks for joining me. It is a pleasure to be with you today as always. I'm using the Cosmic Tarot, which is one of my favorite tarot decks. I'm going to choose 3 cards to give you an idea of what the day is about and what energy you'll be working with. So let's have a look. Got the 5 of Swords, the 2 of Cups, and the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so everything in the world is broken and difficult except love. Love is beautiful and it's Casablanca and it's flowers and it's the stars shining and the planets being visible and coming so close that they're almost magically close. The 2 of Cups represents really coming together with someone or something that's a meeting of souls. You can see the soulmate connection here. 2 halos engulf each other to make a bigger halo. And then we have all these beautiful flowers everywhere of blossoming and love is kind of opening and in the air. So there's a real kind of magic in the air today that's central to the day's energy. And it's the energy of love. So tune into that energy. We've had days like this here and there over the last couple of weeks, and it's because we're in the time of Taurus and we're in the time of kind of real chemistry and sensuality and sparks flying between people, and that's why there's such a strong kind of loving connection in the air. So make the most of that. If you're in a relationship and you want to have a great day with your partner, then plan something like that. If you're single, go out and do things. If there's love in the air, it's likely that it will bring you someone, or your soulmate who's also looking for you is going to find you on this day. So you've got to make yourself accessible. Now the first card is the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords, you can see this guy is... he feels stuck. He's spread out. It's a pentacle. He's facing the right way, actually. He knows that spirit will overcome the physical problems of the world. But the 5 swords kind of seem to make him feel locked in and like he can't really move or progress. So Swords is this element of air, and it's to do with thinking and communicating with yourself and communicating with the world and really solving problems by thinking. And what this card is saying is that if you try and solve your problems today with thinking, you're literally killing these blossoms, these flowers of love that can happen in your life today. So the death of love today is overthinking situations and especially listening to your own negative voices. Oh, I won't go out because I don't really feel comfortable at this weight I am at the moment. So I'm going to give the night with the girls a miss or whatever. Or I'm not read up on the information that's going to be discussed at tonight's dinner party, so I'm not going to go because I'll make a fool of myself. You know, limiting faulty beliefs about ourselves that keep us kind of isolated and trapped and that prevent us from connecting with other people. On this day, there will be those kind of thoughts floating around. I'm not good enough, people don't like me, blah, 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 whatever, all those negative ego messages. And if you listen to them, each one is going to skewer a potential love in your life. It's literally showing us that. So the death of your potential new partnership or whatever is destroyed if today you listen to your head rather than your heart, and you need to listen to your heart more. So get into the heart chakra. Surround yourself with green and pink colors. There are also wonderful crystals you can work with, which are green and pink. They have, I think it's a pink stone with green veins in it. I can't remember the name. But that's really grounding. Pink Quartz crystals are really super helpful to align yourself with a certain energy, especially if they're formed in a heart shape. Rose quartz represents love. And also black obsidian is good to have around today because it absorbs negativity. I've got a black obsidian obelisk on my desk because that absorbs negativity and allows me to focus on the positives and also deal with negative energy coming in. So you've got to find a way today to really get yourself into the groove of I am lovable and I am attractive and I can get what I want in terms of love, and love is possible and I believe in it, and if I want it to be good and if I want it to happen and I manifest it, I can make it a reality. And even though it will seem magic, it will be real. Finally, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is someone who's worked really hard at something and a crisis has occurred, like a famine or an apocalypse. The end of the world has occurred. The vultures are sitting there just waiting for the end. And this man has worked at creating all these pentacles, and he's now kind of wandered through the desert and he's looking at his workshop and what it was, and it's destroyed. It's gone. All that time he put into this has been taken from him. He's been robbed, and it feels like a total loss. It's not a complete loss because he still has the skill to make these. He's got his life, and sometimes that's the best, and sometimes that's what you need to be grateful for, that at least you got out of the situation with your life. I mean, I don't know about all of you listening, but I've got myself in certain situations in my life which were just idiotic. I remember I was in Cape Town at 18 and I decided to go for a walk in the middle of the night. And I walked around the center of Cape Town and I walked into this area under like a flyover highway. And it was really not a good area, and I was just oblivious, and I got mugged. Well, I mean, if you're walking around in Cape Town in the middle of the night, without any kind of thought for reality, then you're gonna get mugged. It's a fact of life, but idiots like me have to learn that kind of thing. So, I don't know what brought me to that anecdote, but the Seven of Pentacles basically means that even if everything is destroyed, you still have the knowledge and the skills not to destroy it again. But it's a horrible feeling. It's like, oh my God, I'm discovering something and I'm looking at something that has been done here and it's really had no value. So the other thing to watch out for today is really lamenting your financial circumstances. I'm so poor, I'm so broke. Nothing I do ever works out. I don't get paid enough. My job is terrible, or I quit my job today. That's also a really bad idea. Worrying about finances too much, putting your security in finances and physical things is also not a good idea. Remember that your security is in your skills, in your connection with yourself, and with the universe, with love. So, the things of the world are going to try and distract you away from love today. That's what's central to the day. Your thoughts may be a little bit negative. They can really destroy the possibility for love. So you've got to watch out for that. Best way to deal with that, in my opinion, and in my experience, you're all going to know what I'm going to say next, because I always say it, is meditation. That's what allows you to listen to the positive messages of your higher self rather than the negative messages of the ego. So you take positive action, which will lead you there. And also, don't pay too much attention to your finances or to your physical circumstances or what is happening right now. Even if you're in the middle of moving and there's not enough money and you have to borrow money and you have to find funding for something else, and you may have to ask a parent for money or go to the bank or something. On a Friday night, you can still go out in the middle of all of that. You can have a break from the ups and downs of financial stress. And it's especially when you have that much financial stress going on that you should take a break and put your mind onto other things. And there's nothing as healing as love. I mean, I've been saying that a lot lately, but it is a really, really wonderful healing energy. If you've been criticized and, trained and coached your whole life, you're not going to be as good as someone who's simply been loved all their life. Someone who comes from a background where they were really, really loved and they loved the people back in return. It just so it makes a person who is happy, who is confident in themselves, who's adjusted, who's often adjusted with the world. It just puts someone in a totally different frame of mind. It's abundance, it's richness. There's no lack mentality. So that's what you can tap into today, and that's really what you ought to make the day about. If you're at the MOT place arguing with the guy about the type of tires you should have on your car, or if you're sitting there in the corner for 15 minutes thinking about how unattractive you are and how you used to fit into that dress 10 years ago but you don't anymore, then you'll also recognize that you're on the wrong track, okay? So stop getting at yourself, stop getting at your finances and how badly you've done and how rich everyone else is and how poor you are, and just focus on love, the potential for love, and the things in life that you do love and care about, and magical, unseen lotus flowers will kind of drift in and float around you and create magic around you. And that will attract other people who are vibrating at the same frequency, and together you can make magic. So that's what I get. Also, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is a day to have a one-night stand. I mean, if you want to, go for it. But what I'm saying is that you can meet someone who's going to be a long-term permanent relationship, a long-term permanent partner in your life, the love of your life, you know? Or finding a community that you love, or something that you love doing, expressing yourself creatively, for instance. So I'm not just talking about this being temporary, this is today, but that obviously leads to something bigger. So there's really the potential to start something that's lifelong. 5 and 2 is 7, and 7 is 14. 7 and 7 is lucky anyway. I think 7 is the lucky number. Has to do with mind and creativity and numerology, but I also think it is lucky. So we have 14, 1 and 4 is 5, and 5 is freedom. So you find your own personal freedom when it comes to love today, and you have the potential to find your freedom in love today. So that is no longer a question or something that is on your to-do list. It's something you're in and you're experiencing, and it's working for you. If you would like a personal reading with me, then please get in touch via the website. It's gregoryscott.com. In my personal readings, I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology. The astrology chart in particular gives me a blueprint of your soul. It shows me what your life purpose is, where you've been in past lifetimes, and what your vocational aptitudes are. It also shows me what's destined for you in love and career and finance, and what's coming up in those areas of your life. And if you have any questions, where should I live? Is this guy right for me? Is this the right job? Should I move? I can answer those kind of questions by looking at these divination tools. So if you are interested, then please visit the website, gregoryscott.com. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.